Hello, viewers, lovers of freedom, lovers of truth. Welcome back to our channel. This is Nelly's TV, where we give you the news and news analysis and history analysis the way they are without adulteration. Like I said, you are highly welcome. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do well to do so. Hit the like button and share the video with your loved ones so that more people will get to enjoy the information we dish out here. So, having said that, let's proceed. So, what do we have to discuss today? I would like to invite you to come closer. You see, if you are an African and if you are a Nigerian, and in Nigeria, if you are from the southern part, and from the southern part, if you are from Biafra, and then particularly if you are an Igbo, please listen very attentively to what we have to tell you here and don't make haste to leave. Listen to this broadcast to the end, and you will get very important information that will help you. Let me start by asking you a simple question. Why is it that the global community is not interested in talking about the terrorism going on in Africa and in Nigeria and by extension the southern part of Nigeria? When they talk about the terrorism going on in Africa, they just talk about it superficially and promise to help fight the terrorism. And what they do is send their army and they come and build a base, a military base in one of the countries in Africa. And these soldiers are literally doing nothing, We saw it play out in Mali. It played out in Mali, it played out in Niger, it played out in Burkina Faso until they began to kick them out because the French troops that were there were just simply protecting the terrorists. They were not doing anything. Right now, they are in Nigeria. British army is in northern Nigeria, but what do we see? The terrorist activities going on in northern Nigeria is still alarming. So where are these people who say they came to help to fight terrorism? So why does the world pay lip service to the terrorism rocking Africa up till now? You are going to see why, you are going to hear why, you are going to know why. That's why I said if you are from these areas I mentioned, this information is very, very important to you. Take your time to listen to the end and you will learn and you will help yourself with the information because information, they say, is power. So this man you see here tried to give an explanation as to why the international community is not talking about it. And there is a terminology he used for it, which I will use after he has finished his presentation. As you can see, he's a white man, okay? So he's speaking from position of knowledge. He's not guessing. So listen to him.
They've pushed down, they've butchered and slaughtered their way through the north, and now they're pushing into the central part of Nigeria.
Who is he talking about? He's talking about the Fulani terrorists. The Fulani terrorists, and as you know, the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria are working for the Western world. Particularly, France is involved. France is involved. Britain is involved. United States is also involved. We heard that of the United States when the senator from the United States said that USAID is sponsoring terrorism in many countries, including Boko Haram that is operating in Nigeria. Okay, so that's what this young man is corroborating that these people are slaughtering people and from the northern part of Nigeria going down south. Listen.
There's at least, I believe, 3 parts of the Nigerian Federation where Sharia law is being implemented. There's widespread persecution of Christians in northern Nigeria. They're being killed.
There is widespread persecution of Christians in northern Nigeria. You heard him say it. Okay, Listen up.
They're being killed in their tens of thousands, Liam. The world doesn't care.
The world does.
Did you hear? The world doesn't care. And why doesn't the world care? Listen attentively.
No.
If the Western liberal Guardianista media wanted to put a spotlight on it, they could. They're making a deliberate choice not to. I mean, they do it with Palestine and Israel. But the reason why they're not focusing on the story in northern Nigeria is because it doesn't fit the liberal narrative.
Good. Did you hear that? I'm going to replay it.
In the liberal narrative, Muslims don't persecute Christians.
Good. Did you hear that? Okay, let me get back there so you hear it more clearly. Let me get back there so you hear it more clearly. Listen up.
If the Western liberal Guardianista media wanted to put a spotlight on it, they could. They're making a deliberate choice not to. I mean, they do it with Palestine and Israel. But the reason why they're not focusing on the story in northern Nigeria is because it doesn't fit the liberal narrative. In the liberal narrative, Muslims don't persecute Christians.
Short and simple. Now, people, you heard him very clearly. So this is not saga. It is not propaganda. It is the fact. You all know how it happened just recently when Israel began to defend herself against these terrorist organizations that are bent on annihilating them. They went after Hamas, they went after Hezbollah, and then they discovered that Iran is one of the major sponsors, if not the major sponsors of these terrorist organizations, including even Houthis. All right, and so they went after Iran. But something was very common. Each time these terrorist organizations attacked Israel, there wasn't an uproar. There was just a mere news. There was just mere news that Hamas has attacked Israel, and so number of persons have been eliminated or injured, and that's all. But once Israel begins to retaliate, oh my goodness, come and see propaganda. Hey, Israel has bombarded the primary school. Israel has bombarded the hospital. Israel has eliminated many children, has eliminated many babies. And they called Israel child killer. They called Netanyahu all sorts of names and even tried to incriminate him as a war criminal. And you saw how the United Nations placed a lot of sanctions on Israel and Netanyahu as a person. Okay, so why do they do this? Because there is something called liberal narrative. Who are the liberalists? The liberalists are the globalists. These people who bring all sorts of narrative to rule the world today in a very wrong way, trying to tell people that they have the right to do anything, live their lives anyhow, do anything with their bodies, and without taking permission or even considering whether it affects the next person near them or whatever. Okay, and this is the kind of narrative they keep selling to the public. And what they have come up to claim is that Muslims don't attack Christians. But what is actually happening? These people will go to a community that is dominated by either Christians or Jews and massacre them in large numbers, and nobody coughs. But once that community retaliates to them, you see news, CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, all of them will begin to pass out to dish out propaganda against people who are simply defending themselves. That is the evil going on in the world today. They don't want you to defend yourself. They want to support these criminal Muslims, criminal Islamic terrorist groups to continue to annihilate Christians and continue to annihilate Jews, at will. And each time these people come out, even when the liberal media want to talk about them, they simply isolate the groups and call them terrorist groups, bandits. But each time these people want to operate, they tell you that they are fighting for their religion, that they are defending their religion. It's what their religion tells them to do. It's what Allah told them to do. So they are fighting for Allah. So they always try, the globalists always try to hide that part of the evil these people do. All the terrorist organizations operating in the world, how many of them are run by Jewish group? How many of them are run by Christian groups? But I don't think there is any of them that is run by any other group other than Islamic groups. We know them. We know them. And if you come down to Nigeria, you see Boko Haram. Of course, we know the religion that runs them. Okay, so you have Boko Haram in Nigeria, we have Al Qaeda, we have ISWAP, we have Fulani herdsmen, and they all tell us boldly, clearly that they are working for their Allah. But once you say it, they say you are fighting against a religion. Nobody is fighting against any religion. It is what they say that people are saying. So you see, the Western world cannot defend you because what is happening in Nigeria does not suit their narrative. Okay? It is the people they want to massacre people that are actually massacring people. The criminals, the terrorists they sponsor are doing exactly what they want them to do. Massacre people, sack communities, chase out people, cleanse people ethnically, cleanse people of faith ethnically, and dominate their place, occupy the place, and change everything about their history and occupy the place, and then allow the globalists to come in there and do their business almost free of charge. It is happening in northern Nigeria where people mine gold. They mine gold according to the law of Nigeria. The natural resources in the soil of Nigeria belongs to the federal government. All of them belong to the federal government. But in northern Nigeria, like Niger and Zamfara, more especially Zamfara, people mine gold without without the federal government involvement. They mine gold, and who buys this gold? Who are the people that buy this gold? It is the Western world, and they buy it at almost cheap, almost free of charge. Okay, they buy it at a very low rate because they don't go through the normal process of international trade. So this is their game plan, and there are lots of terrorism going on in Zamfara State today because they want to use the terrorism to scare people away so that they can do their business with the terrorists and the sponsors of the terrorists back there in the villages, who happen to be the politicians. Of course, it is the politicians that have these gold mines, and they work with the international communities. And when they come, the terrorists don't attack the politicians. The terrorists don't attack the international community members who come there to buy the gold. They only attack people who want to talk and say that things happening here are not good. They scare everybody away, chase out the community, occupy the place. Then the international businessmen will come and safely buy and go. This is the narrative. So they are working for the terrorists are working for the international businessmen and international community, the globalists who want to take the resources from Africa almost free of charge. Are you following? Now let's continue. This is part of the problems. Okay, listen to what this man has to say.
All problems in the world go back to the British. In Gaza, that's true. In China, Pakistan, India, that's true throughout the Middle East. The British made the biggest mess in this world.
Did you hear that? The British made the biggest mess in this world. Who is this man talking? He is called, let me show you his name. Oh, come on. How did I just, Professor Jeffrey Sachs. Professor, look at his name, Professor Jeffrey Sachs of the United States. He's a very renowned political economist in United States. So he's not just talking, he's not just blabbing. He's telling you facts according to history. All the problems, conflicts in the world are orchestrated by Britain. Britain started the conflicts. All the conflicts you see in the world, the Britain has a hand in them. And why do they do these things? They do it to destabilize the people so that they can control them in some way, either by selling them arms and making their money, or going there to harvest their supporting one group that is more powerful to dominate the other group, and then by so doing begin to reap their natural resources almost free of charge. Is also happening in Nigeria. So this man, Jeffrey Sachs here, mentioned Middle East, where Britain sold the land, the Gaza that is under struggle today, to 3 different groups of people. You will hear him.
Because they were the most powerful empire for 200 years. And they left behind conflicts everywhere. The disaster taking place in Palestine right now, one of the reasons is that between 1915 and 1917, the British promised the same territory to 3 different groups.
The British promised a territory that doesn't belong to them to 3 different groups.
So first, in the McMahon communications, the British promised it to the Arabs.
The British promised to give it to the Arabs. Listen.
You fight with us against the Turks, it's yours.
If you fight with us against the Turks, that is Turkey, then we'll give you Gaza. This Gaza doesn't belong to Britain. No.
Then they negotiated the Sykes-Picot Treaty to say to the French, it's yours.
And they also told French, that is France, that it is yours. They negotiated with France. And there is always something they want to gain from you, and they will say it is yours.
Then in the Balfour Declaration in 1917, they said it's a Jewish homeland.
Good. Then they came again and told the Jews, hey, it is your homeland.
3 times of land that wasn't even theirs. And they got a lot of nerve as far as I'm concerned. So this is where the problems originate.
Okay. And for your information, it didn't just happen in Gaza alone. In Nigeria, they came. What they did in Nigeria is that they told Fulani that, yeah, you can take over Nigeria. Okay, we support you. We join you to fight against the Igbos and massacre them, and then occupy their place. You can occupy their place. We'll help you to occupy their place, give you weapons to destroy them, and then both of us will jointly begin to mine their natural resources, extract them, and we'll give you some share. And we take the lion's share. Britain is still stealing oil from Nigeria till today, as I speak. Britain is a thieving country. It is a criminal country. Britain. It is a very criminal country. Professor Sachs confirmed it here. Not only me. Britain is a thief. Let's go on. Okay. So now, you see, the issue here is that when this man was talking, the man in the first video was talking, he only mentioned the northern part of Nigeria. But what he doesn't know is that this thing he's talking about, the massacring of Christians and massacring of indigenous people, is also happening in the southern part of Nigeria. And of course, the main target of these criminals is the southern part of Nigeria. And that's why I call those of you who are from southern part of Nigeria to pay ardent attention. And if you are from Biafra land, that is even the most important, because it is only the Biafra land that has been resisting these criminals, these terrorists, these bandits that are coming from the north, surging down. It is only Biafran people that have been resisting them through the organization that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up, which is Eastern Security Network. And after he was abducted from Kenya to Nigeria, Mazi Simon Ekpa took over and then formed Biafra Liberation Army, which is still confronting the terrorists. And now we saw a different turn, that when you confront these terrorists, then Nigeria Army, Police, and DSS will come after you and begin to attack you. And here we heard this man where he corroborated the fact that the security agencies of Nigeria are handicapped. Their hands are tied. They can't go after the terrorists because the government of Nigeria, and of course under the directives of Britain, has ordered all the security agents not to attack these terrorists because they have an agenda to displace the people, occupy their places, mine their resources and sell them to these international communities like France, Britain, and America. These people are thieves. Okay? Now listen to this man. He spoke in Igbo, but I will translate for those of us who don't understand Igbo.
Ihe ndị Fulani na-eme n'obodo ha karịsịa kamgbe ha gbuchara egburu ndị egburu na ndị si ha hunter egburu ndị ka pụtakwala na ha kwa hunter.
So he's saying that after the people who claim to be hunters were dealt with in Edo State, another set of people have come again.
Because o doro anya na gọọmenti achọghị tụpụrụ ha ọnụ.
The government is not interested in talking to them.
Ndị mmadụ na mgbe ndị Fulani batara n'otu obodo ebe m jere ozi dịka onye ozi onye ụkọchukwu wee gbuo di nwaanyị onye ụkọ anyị.
Now, this man is a pastor, okay? So where he was posted as a pastor, these criminals, these terrorists invaded the communities once upon a time and eliminated a husband to one of their members, one of their church members.
Ha ndị obodo aga ka ajụọ ha chụkwakwa ndị obodo ndị gara ka gbuo ha ya chụrụ iko achịcha ndị obodo mere gbara ha ọsọ.
So the community members organized themselves to go after the terrorists, and the terrorists pursued them again and eliminated more people, and the community was deserted. That's what this man said. He didn't mention to the community's name anyway.
Bishop wee kpọọ DPO si ụlọ gbara nkịtị ndị a na-eme ihe dị a onye DPO akpọọ my bishop secret ka agba gị nke eziokwu.
Okay, so he said that his bishop called the DPO of that area and asked him, why are you people keeping quiet and these criminals are just invading communities and sacking them? The DPO told him, please, let me talk to you privately because you are a very high-ranking man of God. Otherwise, I wouldn't even talk to you.
Their hands are tied.
Did you hear that? Their hands are tied. That is the DPO, the divisional police officer, telling the bishop that their hands are tied.
You got to stop on that. Not that they should need to Nani actually would Nando Budu Busuwe Haga. I would have to wear how I got Batazi Bay Ibog.
Okay. Also, he said that order usually comes from above and tells them, hey, you people should not attack these terrorists. Don't you ever go after them. Okay? And because of that, their hands are tied. That what they may have to advise the community is whenever these people come, they should fight back. That when they fight them back, then the police can now come in the name of trying to settle the matter. But we have seen on several occasions where the community would go on a revenge against these terrorists. And when these police or army come, they will only focus on the community youths and begin to attack them back. And you see, thereby emasculating everybody completely. So you don't even have the guts to fight back. So what type of situation is this? This is the type of thing we see. This thing is happening in the southern part of Nigeria. Are you following? So I'm just trying to tell you that when this man spoke, he was just talking about northern Nigeria. But what he doesn't know is that it is all over Nigeria now. Even in the southern part of Nigeria, this massacring is also happening. And the international community is involved in it. Okay? Now, look at this one also. Okay? Look at this. Because when we talk about these people, some people will come up to tell you, no, don't worry, just with time, by God's grace, by election, if Obi becomes the president, then we will be able to correct this thing. You need to know how deep this thing has eaten. It has eaten so deep into the fabrics of the country, so deep that to control this thing, my dear, I don't think so. These politicians, they keep sounding politically correct because they have something they want to benefit. They want to continue to remain in position and steal money. That's why they keep telling you, come and vote, come and vote. Election cannot solve the problem of Nigeria. Elect a new person today. The people who are doing this evil are still there. They are still there. They will continue to sponsor their boys to do this evil. What is this? These are two trucks carrying human beings inside. And who are these people inside? They are Fulani terrorists. And where are they now? They are in Imo State. Imo State is one of the states in the southeastern part of Nigeria where we call Biafra land, where we call Igbo land. Listen to them. Two vehicles are full. Both male and female are inside. Nobody knows where they come from. They are in Oboduku, or what did he call it? In Imo State. Did you hear that? That the vehicle is full of Fulani people. Where are they going? Do they have a village here? Do they have houses here? They will just come and offload them, and the next thing they will disappear into the bushes. By the time they are coming out of the bushes, they are coming out with weapons to attack communities. This is what we see in Nigeria. Okay? And it is terrible. If you don't know that it is terrible, it is really very, very terrible.